Hi beloveds, this is Anna and welcome to my next video. And today is the new moon in Aquarius, so welcome to the age of Aquarius. But this is just the dawning, this is all beginning. And yeah, that's the year or 2022. Okay, so the January just ended, and so we are kind of jumping or going to the next month. And I am on a roller coaster, especially emotional. I'm watching, observing people's situations because I'm moving around and traveling and seeing people's homes or how they live and see their situations. And of course, I see energies and I see the consequences of people really not being informed, right? All these lies and deceptions, the consequences of right, not being really educated and not doing the inner work and the soul searching. And then of course, we have the agenda of the negative ones. And of course, I'll touch again very gently on the 5G towers, the correlation with the CV19. Okay. And I'll just be again sharing my stories, whatever I am going through, because it all has to do with my project. The Ascension Protocol for the new Earth and for healing, and for restoration, for transformation. Right, as we're ascending, we are going to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2. Where everything's about soul connection, consciousness expansion by those who are the galactic warriors or indigo races and star seeds and shadow workers, just like me. Okay, we are integrating now those polarities because I'll give you an example. My friend, a little bit younger than me, beautiful home, beautiful house, like beautiful surroundings. But that person's got 5G towers so close to her home. I can hardly be there for an hour or two during the day. That's how now bad the frequencies are, okay? And then where the person is situated, there are other 5G towers, right? And they're already creating the draconian grid, the metaverse, the artificial intelligence, right, of that inorganic ascension, the virtual reality. Okay, for people who are staying close to those places where they're in those neighborhoods. And okay, she's got beautiful daughters, beautiful dog, just playing with the dog. But I can see how it affects that person's consciousness, the calcification of the pineal gland. It's enormous. Okay, the person also is on medication, right, because of headaches, right, and so on. But people are choosing they're choosing the materialism, they're choosing the 3D matrix, or everything that is familiar with them, right? They're choosing their 3D work, the insurance. They're choosing, driving expensive car. They're choosing, having good clothes. And of course, we have the right to look good, to feel good, to have a car, to have a home, to have a house. But now I see just how essential, or like I see how people, instead of okay, let go, let God, I'm not feeling good, there's something going on, how people are just oblivious. There's so much also ignorance and arrogance, and there's like a fear-based consciousness behind it, right? What I'm going to do, I don't want people to look at me when I'm now on the street, because now I have to go, I have to leave my home house because bad frequency, vibration. I just can see the whole thing, how just people really worry about their reputation, about their status, right? Working hard, make sure you got your car, you got your insurance, all these things. okay, that is kind of required for you to be here to prosper. This kind of American way of living, right? The capitalism, in a way, you know, you're coming to America. Again, I come from Eastern Europe. My friend is also from Eastern Europe. I work for somebody who's also from Eastern Europe, okay? So then people are coming over here. They have the culture, you know, culture, tradition, but they kind of almost give up their soul, their essence, their energy to this whole materialism, consumerism, okay, this 3D matrix, you know, this mind control, okay. And so again, I'll just talk about maybe more of you know, other of those similar cases, and again how I perceive it. So take only what resonates with you, and leave the rest, guys. And just very, very emotional, still trying to figure out my situation, my place. But yeah, I couldn't sleep actually last night because again, the whether there was the Wi-Fi, right? Big Wi-Fi. I mean, the 5G tower was not that close. But you know, these people are nice. You can still stay one more night. We can turn off the Wi-Fi. And this afternoon, I'm going to a place where, you know, a person was not able to clean his home house, you know, going through cancer. And so he will help me to stay overnight. So I help him with cleaning. So the people are very nice, but the energy of the home and house, and the energy, you know, the people's aura is just unbelievable. For us who really see things and who are empathic, right? Who are the compassionate healers, the planetary healers. There's so much trauma around that person's heart and energy, their body, right? It's and so I had to go to the beach. I had to meditate. I just had to put myself together. Okay, so then again, I have to drive around. And anyway, so this been my life. I was not really on my not on my YouTube channel, right, for more than a week. And I've been busy. I've been so busy, you know, contacting people, driving around, and then just kind of see the whole picture. And it's just like, wow. So, you know, I have a project, right? It's because people are stuck in that false matrix, in that artificial intelligence, yeah, you know, of the archons, you know, and I can see how it affects their entire lives. And of course, you know, there's I know people, whether dying or in a very poor health condition. Somebody went to a hospital for hip replacement, and now that person is dealing with serious effects or consequences of CV19. Okay, so not even recommended to go to hospitals, like live simply. So let's go over the Ascension Protocol, and then of course I'll go over the 5G, and of course me, like the military, right? Because we're the warriors now. I know what this whole MK Ultra, you know, what's happening with the brain, the direct programming, you know, people cannot think for themselves. I talk about the psychotronic weapons, the sound wave frequencies, right? The radio frequencies, soft killing, you know, that it's coming from the dark fleet, you know, the negative ones, the Orion group. I'm dealing with them, so I know what I'm talking about, guys. So this is stuff that people, because they cannot see, they don't even understand, right? Maybe they haven't really researched, but this is how high we go, and this is what we perceive in those astral planes of extremely high densities. So welcome, my beloveds. My videos are for educational, entertainment, and informational purposes. I'm here to inspire you, empower you. I'm giving you information the way I interpret it through my soul signature, energy signature. How you guys then interpret what I'm sharing with you becomes your world, your reality. That's your story. Okay. And so what you do with it is your responsibility. We are very powerful co-creators with the divine. We are watching our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, right? Being mindful is extremely important. And now the situation I'm handling, being my heart, being my center, practicing the quantum manifestation protocol, whether it's Marina Jacobi or doing my meditation, kind of yoga practices, going within, being in nature, on the sun, You can see the beautiful tree, right? You know, the sunshine here. And even though chemtrails are going on, you just have to be in a state of love, of unconditional love, the 5D protocol, right? We are walking those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and compassion. Invoking the violet flame, right? Or the magenta means that's the energy, the sacred fire from Saint Germain dispensation, his dispensation for your emotional healing, for forgiveness. Forgiveness is just so important, you know. Again, judgment and criticism and pointing out fingers, and you know, it shows that the hurt is within, right? That the trauma is within. That's why we need to heal all that. We need to embrace all that. We need to acknowledge all that. So the shadow work, for those, you know, who are of my just a group, you know, my soul tribe, and who are kind of who resonate with what I have to say, right? So lots of inner work, lots of healing, lots of meditation, lots of transformation. I mean, I've been on this journey for quite some time, so I know what I'm talking about, and now I am in action, right? I'm experiencing those things, like, and transforming it, transmuting it, meditating, and of course being attacked now. And I can see it. They just don't, those certain entities, the dark ones, they don't like the work that I'm doing, and also the information that I'm putting out there, guys. They don't like it as well. Information is or you know, knowledge is power. And being in the present moment, being in the now, also very important. Sorry, I have this plate here kind of protecting my heart, so let's invoke the violet flame for our protection. Beloved and presence bright, around me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wild fire to blaze and transmit all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wild fire to blaze and transmit all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wild fire to blaze and transmit all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Again, just feel that power, that violet flame of transformation, transmutation, of joy, of forgiveness, of freedom, of liberation. In Sanskrit, you would say moksha, right? Not being controlled, not being manipulated, just being integrated and feeling your true divine essence. Okay, so this is the journey that I'm on. Mastering yourself, mastering your emotions, mastering your mind, mastering your sexual energy, and of course being in a good health. Okay, so the health and well-being extremely important. Achieving the optimum health and well-being, that's also where I'm coming from. So again, the Ascension Protocol, everything I've been talking about, now I know what I'm talking about, and of course practicing it, right? That helps me to deal with situations that I am in. So we have the 12D shield of protection from Lisa Renee. Energetic synthesis, that's her website. So you know, that's the platinum light that you are surrounding yourself each and every day. If you remember, okay, that's the 12th dimension, right? We anchor the 12 rays of creation back in 2000, but I know that Lisa Renee was also resurrecting all these energies, and they were all these ascension planes, and now is the ascension. So the inner work for us starseeds and indigo races, empaths, sensitives, and whistleblowers, highly evolved souls, right? Guys, like the inner work is extremely important, so then we can be of service, right? We have to first heal ourselves and be integrated, be whole and complete, and then be out there in the world and just be of service. Okay, that's why we are here. Okay, and then even part of the the protocol quantum manifestation, right? The energy philanthropy, you just kind of let go, let God, and you allow the universe to help you with anything that you need, right? Love donations are also welcome, but at the same time, the whole money system, the black magic, the Babylonia, it just I can even see, oh, there's a hurricane, so the roof company goes there because it gives them profit, right? It gives them money. So to me also, the capitalism with this draconian measurements, to me, okay, it's like, oh, where people are suffering, we come here and now look, we have all these equipments, we can do this for you, but hey, there was a weather modification, a hurricane may be done by those negative aliens, right? They have technology that it's 1,000 years in the future, highly advanced technology, black hole technology, and so on. So it's just something that I acknowledge. People are nice, that's their programming. We all have to live somehow and pay our bills, but I'm just kind of minimizing everything, living very simply, so then I can really be of service and do what I love to do at the same time. Yeah, being helping and doing my best. So the unity meditation every Sunday, I was not able this time to really do the ascension, the unity meditation. Again, I was in a place with this with all the 5G towers around me, and I had to pack my bag so I can again move around and check out other places, and just kind of go with the flow and going to work, and meet my beautiful friend who was diagnosed with cancer number 4, and that person is now flourishing, and that person was saying the faith in God and prayers and meditations, and that's what helped that person to survive, you see. So you have to trust in miracle and in the grace of God, having a loving connection, devotion to God, to source, to what is, and you'll be helped, and everything will be provided. It's just a deep connection to source, to all that is, and the negative ones are trying to do everything in their hands, that we don't have that connection with our souls, that we don't have the connection with our higher self. And that's why again, I'll go over the 5G, right, and the Wi-Fi's, and what it does to the brain, to the amygdala, and to the pituitary gland and pineal gland and hypothalamus and so on. Is just now it's just the burn is microwaving the entire structure on that physical form, but also energy form, right? We have the mind, body, and people are forgetting things. They don't even know where they are, who they are, but those are also ascension symptoms as well. Okay, so the other thing was let me see, the nutrition, very important, like fasting, right, or drinking distilled water. I have a purified water, not eating much, and just being in nature, on the sun, or just being close to the tree, right? That's also life force, prana, chi, energy. So and that's the body also has a chance to heal, because if we're eating too much or eating food in a restaurant, with all kinds of oil, and now with the chemtrails and the 5G, and so much stuff is being infected. Okay, and also I noticed back in 2016 when I was in Kansas City, and you would go to Whole Foods, or you would go to another co-op grocery where farmers you would buy farmers products. The 5G was always behind the buildings, and I'm like, wow, the 5G. So I already had that thing, like there is something behind it, some kind of agenda, and I know what is really behind all this. So let me see, we have bulldozer here, or the CAT, the cat thing. I know in Eastern Europe, guys, this is how we lived 20 years ago, and so I can compare the situation. I can see the degradation. I can see how the energy's been here perverted and reversed, and just people are so detached from their true divine essence. And anyway, it is what it is. I have something to compare with, or remember, this is my perception. And then of course, In the Ascension Protocol, we talk about the chanting, right? Chanting and japa mantra meditation, positive affirmations, very important. Om Namah Shivaya. I don't know where my mala beads are right now. I kind of lost my mala beads, whether it was moving around, being close to 5G towers, or people who have no clue what's going on, right? Just totally unaware. So it's just, you kind of pick up on that energy, and it is what it is. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. And then PTSD, time to heal, right? Or writing down your stories or everything that you're going through and your dreams, just kind of jot it down. And your backflashes, your memories of trauma, right? How important is to write it down so you can release it from your cells. And that's from Kathy O'Brien. She was a sex slave in the White House, so she also went through her stuff, and that's what helped her, right? And her partner was a neuroscientist, Mark Phillips, so he knew that it works. And me, I'm always writing down things like for my next video or whatever I am going through, so that I can channel it. And really expressing your truth, it's just so healing and very transformative. So that's why I continue my videos. And again, it's just really for those who kind of feel inspired. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. And of course, we have the Galactic Codex implementation, yanakalai.com. That's my website. And we have to do the Galactic Codex implementation because I've been dealing with the Dark Fleet. I've been dealing with the Dracos, with the hybrid Anunnaki, with the Nephilim, right? The sons of Baal. So, and they're in those high densities, that astral plane. And so you have to know how to navigate and how to really master your energies, and ask the Galactics who are on those higher places in that etheric plane, right, on the spaceships or starships, however you guys want to call it, for some readjustments and to harmonize those energies. Okay, they have the psychotronic weapons here. My instrument, my body now with the activation, right? This is all I can do. Be simple and be humble and be compassionate healer. Just kind of observe, don't judge, and just be in that energy of love, of transformation, transmutation, of freedom, of liberation, right? Because that's the only way to go. The compassion formula, because war begets war, and this is a very sensitive subject, right? Those entities, the black hole entities, and the Anunnaki and the Dracos and reptilians of the negative faction, right? You have to be very sensitive, very careful with them, because they mimic everything. So when you're in the negative zone, they immediately snap on it, right? They need that luge for them to survive, right? Because they are parasites, they are disconnected from God, from source. So walking on a beach and just doing the inner work, 8 steps of yoga, right? That's also my Ascension Protocol. So having those sacred connections with Mother Earth, and also with your heart within yourself, and then of course with the cosmic heart of Father, Mother, God. There's a 3 hearts meditation, my website as well. So this is very important. So mastering all these things, mastering all these energies. So that's why I came with this Ascension Protocol, and this is what I'm practicing, just to kind of help me to move forward and to deal with situations that I'm dealing, because we are in a spiritual war on consciousness, and I can see how the mind has been hijacked. So many people in my control. There's just breakdown in people's families and societies, and some people don't even care, right? They're enjoying their vacation because they got this, okay? Somebody reporting who lives in Connecticut, right? Some children, they even got 2 jabs, okay? And so many people, again, unaware, they're or they have to get this in order to keep working and so on. So again, talk to some of my friends in New York and in Connecticut, and just finding things out and how they feel. And funny, it was my Slovak friend in Connecticut, right? No, they would not do any of that kind of stuff. And then somebody in New York. They're pretty cool with all that, so they can enjoy their vacations and they can travel. So, no judgment. I'm just observing and just kind of witnessing. We're in this together, right? And it's all about expansion of our consciousness, and being able to learn from all that, learning our lessons. And for me, I'm just learning my lessons is to just kind of observe and detach, right? And be the compassionate witness, and just kind of do your best, and leave the rest to God, to source, to what is. So that was the Ascension Protocol. I think I went through all the steps. The New Earth jurisdiction, right? I wrote the credo or the treaty. That's like it's just kind of my introduction, so you can guys see that, and find it on my website. You can download it, right? yanakalai.com. So that's why I'm coming up with all this, and I can see how it all makes sense, and just putting all the dots together. So unfortunately, right, we have this emerging technology that generates the electromagnetic frequencies, the radio waves, the microwaves, and radiation. So that's the 5G, right? And so it started, of course, the radio waves included TV, later microwaves, nuclear energy, and now we are dealing with the radio frequency electromagnetic field radiation. And does it have effect on our mind, on our health? And I can see tremendous, and that's the psychotronic weapons and the directed energy weapons, and it is really not fair. And the negative ones, they've been told that you need to stop that, you can't do this. And of course, they don't want to give up. Like, I can see so many people, or in that healing profession here, people with their ego, and they're just pretty much continuing their agenda, right? And Satya Sai Baba said, man minus ego equals God. But it's like you can only inspire people, you cannot really tell them anything. And people also have a hard time to ask for help. Like, I'm constantly asking for help, so it means, oh, you are and now like a wretch, you're asking for help, and you're nothing, you're nobody. And then I see people's homes and houses and their relationships, and to me it's nothing but tragic. Yeah, but people don't ask for help, they don't admit, right? They're just kind of in their veil, and then just in their ignorance and arrogancy and a huge big ego and pain body, and they're dealing with it however they can, whether drinking, smoking, eating, and of course having sex, and very, very interesting. So those are the first 3 chakras. I'm talking about transformation, transmutation of those lower chakras, and just be in your heart and start speaking your truth, decalcifying your pineal gland, right? And invoke that violet flame, so it can open that crown chakra. But you have to be far away from all that radio frequency, and from that grid of the metaverse of those Dracos and reptilians, because they are doing horrible experimentation since actually or after World War I, or even during World War I. And all this pandemic, H1N1 virus. So it all started. The thing is, sad thing is, we're dealing with negative aliens, okay? Whether it comes from the Zetas, or the Greys, and whether it comes from the star system, Regalus, or the Zeta Reticuli. Okay, so it's so important, the ET disclosure, and then exposing all the wrongdoings, because it really comes from extremely high densities of the astral plane, and it's off-world, right? Like, we have also off-world military branches, and with their satellites and with their dark fleet on the moon and Mars and Pluto and Jupiter. But the cosmic trials are on the way. Okay, and let me see. Oh, that's why it looks like the crash in Roswell, New Mexico happened because of that microwave radiation or radar. back then in 1940s in United States. See what it does, what it causes, how many birds or animals are being even killed by that, how many people suddenly they get a heart attack or brain stroke, right? I've been again talking to my very good friend, you know, he's healing herself, she's doing great, and the sun is shining, and I'm just look, and I don't feel good. It's like a taser, it stings you, right? 5G tower. It's just unbelievable, and they're setting up whenever they want for the metaverse, right? For the total artificial intelligence, where actually the body of those humans who are not aware, right? Because the soul essence will go away. They get probably all these things, right? The nanobots, nanotechnology, so they will fuse then with the virtual reality. They won't even distinguish, they won't even know the difference, because their body will actually become artificial. Okay. And that's actually what it's funny, that's what I noticed lots back in 2000. People very artificial, superficial. They're asking you how are you doing, but nobody really cares. So people disconnected from their heart, from their center, from their core, from their inner spirit, from their Christos. And it's like, where is this coming from, right? And even I noticed these weird energies around the White House and Pentagon back then in 2000. And then look what happened in that was the September 11, 2001. So the thing is, like, we read those energies, so we know what is ahead. And now I can just see how the consequences of people not being informed and all these lies and deceptions, how it kind of postpones the natural evolution or the growth of humanity, and how people are not interested in the spiritual work, because I had my massage therapy, Ayurveda therapy back in 2006 or 2009. I had the military project, right? I've been studying yoga Ayurveda for over 25 years, especially yoga, right? And this Ayurvedic cooking back in 2004, 2005, and there are people asking me, how come you're not doing any healing? Or you are not, how come you're not successful? How come you have all this knowledge, and so where is all the money? Yeah, so I've been attacked all the time, attacked, and it's like you have to really put yourself back together and just being in your heart, being your center, and ask for help of for ETs, good ETs, the Galactic Federation, right, the Super Federation, and you gotta trust. You have to walk in those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude. And we had all these nuclear accidents, right? That was what I experienced at Chernobyl in 1986, then the nuclear accident at the Fukushima, Japan in 2011. So, and that's what they do to the electromagnetic field, all these perversion, destruction, right, weather modification. They're playing with our mind, with our consciousness, and they're the negative ones. They're the parasites. We're the source, we're the energy, but people's energy has been so scrambled, especially the brain waves. What I noticed also, like I can meditate nothing or sleep, or especially at night, right? The Wi-Fi and the 5G is just so really potent and so toxic and just so destructive, because it attacks your alpha brainwave frequency. So it means you can't really even go to theta brainwaves, and forget about going to delta brainwaves. So you cannot get a good sleep at all. And people have headaches, and also some people sleeping with Wi-Fi they have in their bedrooms, and the head very close to it, and they're complaining that they have they have horrible headaches, and then they do vaping, or they're on medication, or also complaining about allergies. But I see the space, I see the energy in the house, right, or the entities. And so that's why I am kind of reporting what I'm sensing, what I'm seeing. Is my perception, guys. This is my story, that's through my filters, my soul signature, energy signature. So please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Don't take it personally. And so the official public implementation of those crazy 5G, right, it was October 2019. And well, look what was happening Long Island. I had a hard time. I was looking for a job when I was 2018, 19. I was in New York, and just driving to Long Island, right? You got your easy pass, you gotta have it, so you get all this radiation. Then you get there, right, and everything is like swirling upside down. I'm like, this is not okay, right? So, but people who understand feng shui or who understand the proper energies, they know that this is all anti-life, anti-Christ. I mean, the energy currents are flowing backwards, okay? And it's just draining your energies. And so it's like, oh my God, how these people can live there. And again, beautiful families and beautiful homes, and people like me. They like the interaction, and they're calling me and come and be babysitter. But I'm like, Om Namah Shivaya. I mean, I can't exist in places like that. So I had to leave New York, and kind of was invited to go to Gainesville, Florida. That thing didn't work out because, again, you cannot tell people what to do, that you have to change your diet, especially when you're over 40 or 50 years old. Very difficult to change, right? So I had to go ahead, travel, ask people and friends, and just having a hard time just to just kind of do what I love to do, the Ayurveda kitchen, and how to organize your pantry and your spices and your refrigerator, and then how you organize your closet so everything flows and it's clean and it's beautiful. But of course it takes time, and people are programmed and they have a hard time, they have attachments, and there's the fog over their mind, people are on medication, and just name it. Okay, so this is what I am now seeing, and I am like recognizing it, because I was naive, pretty much naive. I can come to your home and place and just help you sort it out. And so now I'm very careful what I say, how I say things, how I represent myself, because trying to harmonize these energies. And usually people are very nice, and some people do respond to me, some people don't, right? Again, that's their choice, decision. No forcing, no manipulation, no control like the negative ones, or people with their big ego, right? So it's an interesting work. And of course the 5G has a correlation with the CV19, and I can see it when I'm being targeted at night and I cannot sleep, right? I can see the burning sensation, whether on my chest, burning sensation. My pineal gland is being extremely affected. My hypothalamus, thalamus, hippocampus, I mean the emotional area, the amygdala, right? Everything is burning, is lowering your frequency vibration. It feels like you're going to get a flu, right? And then people get scared and they go to MD, or they go to hospitals, and the consequences of all that. So important to be educated. Yes, oh my God, this radiation. Oh, look at the Wi-Fi, oh, look at the 5G, check it out, go to nature, breathe and meditate, just drink a distilled water, try to fast for like at least 16 hours, that's the way to go for me. So, and of course that's also how they control our our behavior, and they're causing long-term addictions. So people with long-term addictions, it's because of all the radiation from the Wi-Fi and from the 5G towers, the 5G EMA frequencies. It does have a very there's negative consequences on you. And even whether the WHO looks like they reported that the RF EMF radiation is an environmental factor potentially carcinogenic to humans. It is the electromagnetic pollution, and that's what I'm feeling actually everywhere. I remember even when I was in Prague, how many years ago? It's just many years ago, more than 25 years ago, and so on. It's just like the radiation, the wires. And actually I remember when I was 6-7 years old, I started hearing that high pitch, and I was walking through a bridge, and again I noticed wires, those phone wires. But again, I was in Eastern Europe. We were quite not that advanced like you guys here in whether in the United States, in the West, right? Within all these computers and all the cell phones. But this how they pollute our environment. And now it's just so visible, and I can see how people's lives is affected. It's immense. It's incredible. So, and of course, guys, with the 5G and so on, with the strong signal, that's what people want, like the faster internet, but also it's for surveillance. And they just scan everything. They can know everything about you. It's highly advanced technology. It allows mass surveillance, and even the global financial endeavors, right? Everything, you are being scanned. Your credit score, that's everything. Everything is recorded through all the radiation, the frequency, right? And let me see, what else do I have here for you. I don't want to talk much about it. You can go to prepareforchange.net, and you can go to, it was from January the 26th, and does 5G cause CV19. You can actually go ahead and read that article. And so all these, the radio frequency range is even up to 100 gigahertz. I mean, of course, your body's then being fried. And then look, what are even the consequences, like what increased cancer risk, right? Endocrine changes, increased free radical production. It damages your DNA, right? Solfeggio tones, healing music. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Ascension Protocol. It changes the reproductive system, the learning and memory defects, right? I talk about people and they are diagnosed, and Alzheimer and Parkinson, ALS, and all these things. And what I've noticed, especially guys in the military, right? They get this, and then where they're being trained, it's full of all these 5G towers, and they cannot sleep. They have sleep deprivation, food deprivation, water deprivation, and that's how they're being mind controlled. Okay, and just people then, I guess they're wondering what happened to them. Well, here we go. You can Google psychotronic weapons, silent weaponry. Okay, you can Google negative aliens and zetas and grace and so on. It's now obvious. And what else? The respiratory problems, of course, occurs, right? The respiratory distress, and also the blood is being oxygenated. It means free radicals. And exactly, funny, because I was experiencing all these symptoms, and now I'm reading, and then I was reading this article, and it's just confirmed everything that I was going through, what I was experiencing in that place, with my friend, and that her 5G tower is right there behind her backyard. Okay. And of course, we have all these bioweapons, right? The biological, the warfare going on, the bioweapons that was back there in Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan. I mean, they're using, all these horrible viruses, and some of them are not even produced. They don't belong to this planet, Mother Earth, okay? It's alien. It is alien. It comes from aliens. And yeah, it is what it is. And so all kinds of, the exposure to this radiation, right? Have headaches and chest pain, muscle pain, and all these pins and needles, and forgetfulness, depression, decline in memory or cognitive function, brain fog, loss of smell, anxiety, persistent cough, shortness of breath, palpitations, diarrhea, abdominal pain, rash, recurrent fever, inflammation of the heart muscle, lung function abnormalities, sleep disturbances, muscle and joint pain, changes in mood or personality, guys. So these are the symptoms. Of course, some of it is also the ascension symptoms as well, because our DNA also is being recalibrated. We're being updated. So I'm telling you, we gotta be in our heart, in our center, walking the middle path, the yellow brick road, and trusting, having faith in the divine, in ourselves, okay? In the divine spark that within the sacred chamber of our heart. Very important. So That's why I even quit studying like Ayurveda. I couldn't stand how people were there in the university categorizing all these symptoms, and I was like, is it ascension symptom, or it comes, from all these negative aliens and their technology? Okay, because this is how I'm experiencing life, from through space, right? The dodecahedron, the platonic solid, right? We're integrating all that, Divine Mother, Holy Mother. So this is kind of my perceptions, and these are my insights. And I'm sharing that with you for your inspiration and maybe clarification of some of those things that you're going through. Okay. And yeah, are we part of the digital society? Because the 5G continues, right? So-called the future of telecommunication. Oh, free energy technology, Tesla towers, right? And being telepathic, right? Open our third eye, clairvoyant, clairsentient. So you see there are two timelines, and we are splitting like crazy. And now everything is so clear to me. Like there's so much evidence. People, what are they choosing and who they are and so on. But again, we have to be very neutral, right? The divine neutrality, 0-point balance is very important, because people can change, situation can change constantly, and we're here to help to harmonize all that, right? We're column of light shining bright, doing our best, but at the same time we cannot force this kind of information on people, or telling them what to do. They resist, right? And the ego, and then the fear, and just kind of not choosing it, right? That's why we have to obey God's law, God's will, right? Just healing, inspiration, and just kind of gently working with those energies through compassion and being forgiving. So very important, guys. So that was this I wanted to share with you. So yeah, there are blood changes with this whole the wireless communication network, right? And with the CV19, so you have also oxidative stress, the immune system disruption going on here, the T cells, the immunity, the organ injury, organ failure. So cardiac effects, that's the wireless communication, radiation, and of course the CV19, what it causes. It's all interrelated, correlated, okay? It all comes together, and I'm just confirming that really, that's how I'm seeing it. This correlation, this confirmation, it's unbelievable. So it's and there's also implementation actually of 5G street lights. Can you imagine that? And of course this big corporation, they're buying the 5G lights. It's called for the future smart cities. So now you see where the smart cities are being implemented, right? Watch and observe, right? You can see it visibly. And of course now I have all this experience where really you cannot sleep, and the mind is being targeted, and you have all these symptoms, so-called CV19, right? And then people get this, it's unbelievable. This is an agenda. It's a propaganda. Galactic Codex implementation, divine justice. But first we have to heal ourselves, be in our heart 0-point balance, divine neutrality, be compassionate, be forgiving. And that's how the Galactics will help us with the transformation, with the transition, right? As we're ascending and going to the new golden age, Aquarius age of freedom, liberation, of evolution of consciousness in a natural way, right? The advancement naturally, right? Again, going back to the crystalline technology, but not abusing it, learning how to work with natural laws, universal laws. You can also find the principles of natural laws, Lisa Renee, Energetic Synthesis, or you can also see the 12 universal laws, made videos. So you can find it on my website, yanakalai.com, about page about. And China, what is doing? Implementing even 6G, 7G, right? Technology, So the radio frequency is really raised there, very powerful signal, and it does damages your physiology and bioneurology. All this microwave sickness, right? So you can even see, oh my God, 300 gigahertz exposure, and then what it does to you, how it affects you, right? All these microwaves and the radar guns and telephones and television communication. So that's what causes the same effect, the wireless communication radiation, right? They're both radio frequency EMF radiation. So that's on that, and it has to do with the depopulation agenda, with transhumanism, and so on. So we just have to stay strong and do our best. Don't judge yourself like I'm just observe. No judging, no criticism, no pointing our fingers. We're just doing our best. Okay, it is what it is. Guys, very important to practice self-esteem, self-confidence. I have this beautiful article here from Lisa Renee. Self-esteem self makes better choices. Okay. And of course, she talks about the mainstreaming of Satanism as a social engineering agenda, right? That it wreaked havoc on the minds of many people, young and old. And then, of course, it's the military, what they're experiencing, the soldiers, the veterans, the Marines, and the super soldiers, all these trauma-based mind control transmissions. Okay, and we know where it comes from, right? The deprogramming is going to be a huge big key to deprogram these guys from that MK Ultra, Monarch, Mockingbird, and Montag, right? So rewiring the subconscious mind, and then the bioregenesis of the DNA, right? If was damaged 70%, more than 70%, you know that the solution is going back to source, God, through implosion. Okay, where that entity, that being, will become a space dust with no memory, right? Memory completely wiped out. And so the seed of Satanism is it's all these lies and deception that all comes from, and of course it erodes our personal and energetic integrity, and then of course self-esteem also goes down as well, right? It damages our self-worth, our sense of who we truly are. So raise the personal self-esteem, very important, genuine self-love and personal value connected to your core soul self, and being authentic, being truthful to yourself. Seek truth in all things. Tell the truth, but also kindly, right? Be kind and be compassionate. Be nice, very important. And in order to to guide others and be a living example, right? We just have to stay in that energy of unconditional love while speaking our truth and doing whatever we came here to do, right? Doing our best. And what else? Because we're the spiritual warriors, right? We're here for God, for Christ. We're the Christos Templars. We're going back to the Stargate 12, right? Armathena. That's a constellation in Lyra. So we're going back to our original self. I know that the Rishi agreement for me is just going back to God, to source, to our original selves, to what is. So I have this really deep connection to solar Rishis like Babaji, Satya Sai Baba, and Sri Yukteswar, and Paramasa Yogananda, right? His book, Autobiography of a Yogi. So self-love is critical, and self-acceptance is also extremely important, right? You accept yourself. Don't worry what other people are saying or how other people are seeing you, because it's their perception. It actually has nothing to do with you. It's about how you are feeling about yourself, what you are perceiving. So the trick also in relationship, this person is perceiving me this way and that way. So, you're trying to change your behavior or image and so on. No, you have to be true to yourself. And so when you're true to yourself, then you will find somebody who will be also true to himself and herself, right? And that's how you, you find your true partner and have beautiful and loving relationship. is really being truthful to yourself and loving yourself and being true to your spiritual values. And peace on earth. So self-esteem can also align to help a person make better choices, especially when it comes to personal character development, improve learning and coping skills with life, which attracts and manifests abundance. Self-esteem improves mental and emotional clarity. So here you have it. Self-respect. Yeah, because we do have to unheal our emotional conflict. Again, shadow work, right? And it doesn't mean something negative. It seems to me people think it's a negative thing. No, it's our trauma. It's our pain body. It's our sorrow. It's our pain. Look what we're going through. You know, chemtrails, GMO in the food, all this propaganda, all these mandates, right? Look at all this radiation, you know, the Wi-Fi, the silent weapons, the directed energy weapons. So really congratulate yourself that you're still alive, right? And be thankful and grateful, you know, change that frequency, change the story. Okay, you can do it. The power comes from within, connection with your heart, with your soul, and with your oversoul, right? And having that sacred connection to Mother Earth and also to Cosmos or Father Sky, however you want to call it. So building self-esteem, you guys, living consciously, so being mindful, very important, right? Just be aware what you are doing while you are doing it. Self-acceptance, so the practice of owning your truth, very important. What are your thoughts, what are your emotions, behavior, accept all that. Be kind to yourself, no matter what you are feeling and experiencing. Just be nice, be kind to yourself. Responsibility, very important. Self-responsibility. How can you change things, your situation, if finger is constantly being pointed out, right? Just do like this, okay? I'm seeing it, observing it, then how can I change it? And then you can change it when you start seeing that, you know, I cannot change anybody, I can only change myself, right? That's also very famous saying, like, you know, can't change anybody, you can only change yourself. So, and self-assertiveness, sometimes we have to really be stern maybe, and just kind of express things in an appropriate way. So practice of treating one's needs and interests with respect and expressing them in an appropriate way. Living purposefully, right? The 5D protocol. Asking yourself, who am I? Why did I come here to this planet? What is my mission? What are my gifts and talents? Right? And then how can I be of service? So having a purpose, mission, right? Being of service. You know, everybody's got that soul contract or an agreement. You know, the Indigo warriors, the contract number 3, right? That's the transmutation of those lunar forces, energies in the sacral chakra, right? The sexuality. Then also it has to do with the distortion of the stargates, right? The 1111, and then of course transmutation of that lineage, you know, the Anunnaki, you know, all that Raider races, you know, or the Leviathan, right? The Cabal, the Illuminati, because they've been groomed, right, with Satanism, Luciferianism. So we have to be compassionate with them as well, even though they are doing horrible damage, you know, and they are behind all those criminal activities. But don't forget, most of them, they're nothing but puppets of those in the astral plane, of those high densities, right, of that dark fleet and the dark SSP and the ICC and MIC, and you know, the projects also for the super soldiers. So those dark ones, the dark hats, right, in those astral planes, they're the real cause of the problem with the corporations, right? The conglomerates, the planetary corporation. That was the Krieger, the Scorpio, the Monarch, you know, Shorelines. I mean, all just unbelievable. And also how many people work for those corporations. You would be surprised. So we're all in this together. And then personal integrity, guys. So very important. You have to align between your behavior and your convictions, your really belief system. What is really true to you? Stay in your integrity. Speak your truth. Very important. So that was from Lisa Renee. And let me see, I may have just a little bit of time. I'm making again a little bit longer video, see if I can then download it. But I just wanted to also let you know, well, this MK Ultra agenda, that's kind of what I am, whether assigned to it or what I've experienced. I healed myself from it. So you guys, those who experience all these horrible MK Ultra, the torture, the tyranny, right, the burning of the aura energy field, I mean the veterans, right, with their cancer, lung cancers, where does it come from? Now you know, I'm giving you the answer. I'm sharing my experiences. That's how it affects our bioneurology, our lungs, all this radiation, all these microwaves, the lasers, right, the psychotronic weapons, the directed energy weapons. And so the black operations and the black sun entities, with their black hole technologies, they are now facing galactic trials. That's why we're implementing the Galactic Codex. Please be familiar with that, because that's how far it goes, and it's really unfathomable how they went so far from God, from source, and all this tyranny and torture. It's just immense. Because they want a complete control not only of this planet but solar system and of this galaxy. So the protective shield for those who are doing the work is extremely important. You gotta be in your heart, you gotta own it, otherwise you become their slave. And that's what they do to the Marines or the veterans. I noticed, right, they call it Department of Defense. But those guys, there is no defense in their aura, their energy field, with this direct programming, with their negative entities, They take over their consciousness body in a negative way, and they're using the AI alien technology, the psychotronic weapons, the 5G harassment, the scalping of their soul, the destroying their Christos DNA, their blueprint. They're using the nanochips, the nanites, the holographic inserts, and they make robots out of them, right? So-called the super soldiers. They're hooked to AI. Guys, this is all for right now. I know the dark agenda just goes deep. People say, going deep down the rabbit hole. Here we're going galactically. We are, the Indigo races. We're here exposing the corruptions in those higher places of the echelons of the astral plane. So, only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Many blessings and namaste, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.